Welcome back, explorers. I'm David, that's Wesley, and this is the Trailcast.
A show that gets so far off track, you'll have to stick around to see just where we end up.
So sit back and enjoy our journey through the Mushroom Kingdom.
That's right. Today we're talking about Mr. Jumpman himself, Mario.
So Wesley, what do you know about the man, the myth, the legend, Mario?
I know growing up, and now actually, his games were way too expensive for me to play. So I jumped on any title I could. I've watched a lot of YouTube on him. I don't know. I mean, I grew up playing Mario at Grandma and Grandpa's house with the Mama and Papa was with the what they had on the Wii, and I played the Super Mario Brothers on the DS. Mario Kart, stuff like that. But I mean,
So the only Super Mario games you've played are the new Super Mario Wii and new Super Mario Bros. On DS.
that I've played through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
touched other ones here and there, but I've not actually played through. I've seen walkthroughs of Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, Mario 3D World. Uh, let's see, not Odyssey. I've seen some stuff on Odyssey. I haven't really done a whole lot with that. Uh, Trying to think if I think Luigi's Mansion. I've seen some walkthroughs with.
So
Um,
there's kind of an interesting thing with the Mario games. So
mhm,
there are like all the like Mario games or whatever, a bunch of spin-offs stuff like the Luigi games, Mario Kart, Mario
mhm,
Party, all those games. But there's also like the mainline Super Mario series.
mhm.
They call like that's kind of what fans call it a series, but really it has nothing to do with each other. Like there's no like actual overarching story, obviously. But
That's what you think.
it's just like
That's
the Zelda games, which in all honesty,
uh-huh.
we'll talk about that later. There's a fan made timeline for the Zelda games, but
Mhm.
as far as Nintendo
I
is
mean, there's
concerned, there isn't. As far as Nintendo is concerned, there's no actual like timeline through all of them. But what I think is kind of funny with the
hey, have you watched Game Theory's breakdown of the timeline? There is one there, whether or not you want to admit it or not. And I guess it's not canonized, so I guess that's what you're looking at. But
well, also what I was just about to say is there's no actual consensus on what the mainline Super Mario series is, what games are in it,
mhm. I will
because
say that there's a
depending
yeah.
on who you ask, they're going to be widely different
Mhm,
things. Even
mhm,
the Nintendo website from Japan and the Nintendo of America
mhm.
website have
Yeah,
two different lists of the series. So there is no
yeah.
mainline
Well,
consistent, whatever that word is. You know what I'm trying to say?
consistency.
Yes.
When Film Theory did the video, or Game Theory did the video on it to start out, he even made the comments at the beginning of it all talking about, hey, these are the ones we're going to look at here, and we're going to exclude anything else. So he even kind of made his own um uh choice as to what's canonized and not. So yeah, if Nintendo's not coming out and saying, hey, these are the canonized games and everything else is, just kind of there, then yeah, you're not gonna have a fan
Well,
consist. Now you got me doing it, but
consensus,
you're not gonna have.
consensus.
We we need to stop trying to say that word.
I don't know why I can't say it, but whatever. Anyway, I did pull up a list on Wikipedia, and for the most part, I think
Mhm.
this list is what I would say. So
Hmm.
it starts with obviously Super Mario Bros. On the NES, then
Hmm.
Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, which if I don't know if you know about this, but
Mario
so
2.
that is the Japanese Mario 2, and then there's the Super
Hmm.
Mario Bros. 2, or which in Japan is known as Super Mario Bros. USA.
Hmm.
That's the US version of Mario 2.
Hmm.
I'll just call them the Lost Levels and USA if we get talking about them just to not have the confusion. But
Yeah.
so that's what I'm talking about with Super Mario USA and Super Mario Lost Levels. But then there's
Hmm.
Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario Land. I think that was I think that one's a Game Boy. I think because one two or one Lost Levels USA and 3 are all Famicom NES titles.
Hmm.
And then Super Mario Land, Super Mario World, Super Mario Land Six Golden Coins, and Super Mario World Yoshi's Island. I think were all Game Boy or Game Boy Advance. That's that family of consoles.
Yeah.
Then we have Super Mario 64, which was the first 3D uh,
Hmm.
game. Super Mario Sunshine, which was the 64 was obviously N64. Super Mario Sunshine was the GameCube. Then New Super Mario Bros., which was the DS. Uh,
Hmm.
Super Mario Galaxy, which was the Wii. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and kind of obvious what that's from. Uh, Super Mario Galaxy 2, which was also Wii. Super Mario 3D Land. I think that might have been a 3DS title. I'm not completely sure about some of these. Um,
You also gotta think that somewhere in here is when they did the Wii U stuff. Although I
so
don't
no,
know how
the
much
Wii
they'd
U's
be like.
coming. The Wii U is coming up here. So, yeah, Super Mario
Okay.
3
Well,
Land and Super Mario Bros. 2 were 3DS games, I
okay.
think.
Yeah.
Then Super Mario Bros. U was the Wii U version, and
Didn't
so was
didn't didn't the Wii U come out before the 3DS, or like not much before,
so
but didn't it come out before?
no, there was overlap. They don't really have a. The 3DS came out during like the towards like the end of the Wii, and then the Wii U
Hmm.
came out after that. The Wii U and the 3DS were the like household and
Hmm.
handheld consoles like that coincided. And then
Yeah.
obviously the Super Mario 3D World was the Wii U 3D one. Then in yeah, this has Super Mario Maker, which was the 3DS one, and Super Mario Run, which is the mobile on your phone. I don't really consider that one,
Hmm.
but I guess
Hmm.
it is. But I don't know if that
I mean,
technically is one.
all
But
all have you played through any of that one?
no.
All it is, from what I've played through, because like they had the basic version you could just get for free, and then they had the version you can buy for it. And I just played through the basic version of it, and more or
Mm-hmm.
less, it's like it's not quite, but it's basically just the New Super Mario Brothers game with shorter levels, and you're basically just running the whole time. You just gotta basically swipe to stay over.
So
But like it's
yeah,
basically just a recopy or master of it, like onto the phone.
isn't it almost like Geometry Dash just as Mario?
Yeah, kinda. Because I mean, like you can't really go back. I saw it. It was a Mario game. It was free, and I was like, cool. And then it was obviously a mobile game, so it was very limited with what you could do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, and
I'm
then
sure
obviously
some people loved it, but
you have the Switch Super Mario titles, which are Super Mario Odyssey and Super Mario Maker 2. Now this list also includes the 3D World port, so 3D World plus
Mhm.
Bowser's Fury, which
Mhm.
there is an additional game. It's not a full Bowser's Fury is not a full game, but there is an additional
Mhm.
game with the port. So I guess that's why they included it. But I also don't think
Okay.
that's technically its own game. So I
Mhm.
don't know necessarily that I would include that.
Hmm. Well, see,
But yeah,
what you
so
need to talk about, what you need to talk about is like how you have the original games when Nintendo was doing Donkey Kong here back in the what is that like 40s, 50s or 60s somewhere in there, some long time ago, long before we
I
were
think that was
born.
70s, but
70s? Either way, long time before we were born. And they were doing Donkey Kong and then they introduced the character of Mario and then how like uh the stuff with that being Mario and who is it? Darlene? Is it Darlene? What's her name? What's the damsel in
Pauline.
distress? Pauline. All right. Her. And then how nowadays it's Mario and it's Peach, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the lore. There's the timeline. You gotta follow the games.
Also, what
But
is it
then we
with
gotta go back to the arcades.
what is it with Mario's girlfriends and getting kidnapped?
Yeah, I know. It's like it's
Also, I want to point out too
not a good
that
match.
I want to point out too that Pauline
Hmm.
wasn't in any like mainline Mario games again until Odyssey, Super Mario
Yeah.
Odyssey, and she's the mayor of I forget what the name of the city is, but she's the mayor of
Hmm.
basically like the New York City in that game, and it's just like
See, the thing is, like, obviously, I don't think Mario had a, not Mario. I don't think Nintendo necessarily like was going at like obviously whether you make a timeline for it or not, or you just release games, someone's going to go in there and basically make something up about it. And I very much think that that's kind of how this is. I mean,
oh no,
there's, I don't know, huh?
I said Nintendo does not care about continuity. Like they
Yeah.
just every couple years they make a game with these characters, and it had
Hmm.
oftentimes it can almost have the exact same plot. Again,
Hey, let me
it's
ask
just
this.
like
You would know this more. So like when they talk about so specifically Donkey Kong. So when they have like the what we think of nowadays as Donkey Kong and then they have like Grandpa Kong or whatever. So is it canonized as far as Nintendo's concerned that like that is supposed to be the Donkey Kong from the original game and then this is like his like son, or is that like just something that fans have completely made up on their own and Nintendo's been like whatever, I don't really care.
I'm actually not sure. I haven't played any of the Donkey Kong games. Come on,
Okay. Because I know like that's something that I've heard a lot of is where like
Burger.
he's supposed
Or not burger, sloppy joes.
hold on 1 second. What?
Pasta or sloppy joes?
Sloppy Joe sound good.
pasta.
You want to say hi to Wesley?
Okay.
Pasta.
I'll be edited out, right?
Yes, you'll be edited out.
Pasta.
Hello.
Pasta. Pasta. All right, fine then. Bye.
Okay. Now, what were you saying?
I don't remember. Uh so yeah, I know like apparently like it's something that fans have come up with, I guess, or at least I've heard by fans saying that yeah, Grandpa Kong, I think that's was that whatever they call him, is the original Donkey Kong from the games, and then now like the Donkey Kong that we know of nowadays is like an older one, which is also the when people talk about how like Mario from that original game is not actually Mario that we know now, it's a different person. Um, so you know. Um, I was just curious as far as what you knew about how much of that was actually canonized and how much of it was just fans, doing fan stuff.
Yeah, I really don't know because, like I said, Nintendo does not really care about
Hmm.
continuity. So, like I said,
Yeah,
I really don't know. But
yeah.
also, it's kind of weird to think about. Like, I heard someone talking about this too. Like, think about this: if Mario wasn't the face of Nintendo, like if that wasn't their like mascot or whatever, it would probably be Donkey Kong. Which you can't think about it like that
Yeah.
because that's like same age. You know,
What Donkey Kong's actually wouldn't that mean Donkey Kong's older than Mario, right? Because Donkey
actually,
Kong was around first, and then
because
Mario joined his
in
games.
the I think in the original Donkey Kong games, it was Jumpman, and then
Yeah.
later became
hmm
Mario. Yeah. So yeah, I
Well,
think
also
so.
like
Technically,
isn't
Donkey Kong was older.
yeah, but isn't that also kind of what they're doing or what it looks like at least they're doing in the Mario movie that they're making, where it's like they're going to start off where Mario is like this construction worker, which is essentially what he's supposed to be with the Donkey Kong stuff, and then eventually switch him over to where he, I guess, becomes a plumber, like he traditionally is known in as Mario, and then from there, I guess somehow get him transported to the Mushroom Kingdom.
Well, I think he's gonna start out as a plumber and then get thrown into the Mushroom Kingdom. Just that's just the way it looks like in the trailer. But
Okay.
because remember they also released that like Mario and Luigi plumbing ad or whatever. I don't remember the name of their business, but they released the commercial.
Well, I definitely will say that it makes sense for that. Like, they can't go away from the plumber idea. Um, a theory I heard that was kind of not I kind of thought was cool was where like it starts out and Mario and Luigi are in the construction business or whatever, and then they end up having to do something where they're basically the original game where the Donkey Kong comes in, yada yada yada. They have to save the day. Um, and then like, that's like the beginning of the movie. And then all that happens. And then life kind of goes back to normal. Mario gets kind of dissatisfied with his life. And then maybe goes to switch it up a little bit. Somehow gets involved with the pipes, plumbing, and then gets into the Mushroom Kingdom, which, kind of kickstarts the adventure or whatever.
But you see, the thing though is with Donkey Kong, that one scene where Donkey Kong and Mario are fighting, they're already in the Mushroom Kingdom. So I don't know how
hmm
exactly that would work.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't watched all the promotional stuff um, for the movie. I don't have time to keep up with most of that stuff. But you know, we'll see. When's it supposed to come out?
Uh, I'm pretty sure it actually already came out.
Really? I haven't seen it anywhere.
Hold on, let me check here. Oh, no, never mind.
Tomorrow.
It came out last
Wait.
Wednesday. So as of recording this, it'll come out last Wednesday. Or I mean, as of
Oh, I was
this
gonna
goes up,
say.
I mean, it'll come out last Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's as of recording this is coming out tomorrow. I'm seeing April
Yes.
5th.
Yes.
Okay. Huh.
So yeah.
With
So
that
it
on
came out.
mind, what do you think of there's obviously a lot of backlash when you people are like Chris Pratt's playing Mario. So what are your thoughts as far as him playing Mario? Like, do you care? Do you think it's gonna be good? Like,
Okay. I mean, he doesn't sound like Mario from the games, but at the same
hmm
time, do you really want to hear an entire movie of "It's a me, Mario"?
yeah.
Like,
So, well,
and also,
also like,
he's got that like Brooklyn accent too
mhm.
in it too. So
As I say, it started out, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but from what I've heard and like, or if I'm remembering right, like the Italian plumber thing didn't come into play until a lot longer after Mario was like, you know, kind of established. Like he started out more as like with the Brooklyn kind of a,
well,
idea
because
to it. Like he was from Brooklyn.
he was supposed to be from
Yeah.
Brooklyn originally.
And so them leaning into that aspect is them looking a little deeper into Mario than just what is in the mainstream nowadays.
Also, in that one scene where with the in one of the trailers. I forget which one it is, but when with the Mario Kart stuff, they have the
Hmm.
actually racing on Rainbow Road. I don't know. He gave a
Yeah.
pretty convincing wahoo.
Yeah. Um, I honestly feel like the fans were really backlashing on it, but I think like I'm gonna go see the movie whenever I can get around to it, and like I really think that if fans don't go in it with the thought of this is gonna be horrible, it's gonna be horrible, I think that it's gonna turn out really good, and I really think it's gonna turn out probably. I mean, Chris Pratt's a really good actor, so I think it's not gonna be left up to whether he's capable enough to do the part. It's going to be whether or not the people who are making the movie, like what they wanted out of it, and if like what the fans wanted or what the people who are making the movie wanted.
Now I
You
will
know what I'm saying
say,
with that?
yeah. But one thing I will say
Okay.
is, as far as casting for that movie, like I know Chris Pratt's not like a lot of people hated that casting, but Jack Black as Bowser.
Oh, 100%. Even with like all the promotional
That
stuff with what they were doing, that he is so into that role, and like he
yeah,
had to have done a great job. Like anything
like
anything I've seen from it, it looks
I
great.
also don't like Jack Black. Bowser and Donkey Kong. I don't know how they did it, but
Hmm.
like in that movie, Bowser looks like Jack Black,
Hmm.
and Donkey Kong
Hmm.
looks like Seth Rogen. I don't know how. I don't understand.
Yeah, I haven't really looked at it a whole lot, but I mean, I think both of those actors are good fits for that role. Like, I think
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
and any promotionals that I've seen for it, like the promotionals that I've seen, and it might just be because I haven't seen a whole lot of the more recent ones, but they've been trying to keep Mario like a little hush hush, with a lot of like not showing as many clips of him as opposed to a lot more clips of other characters. And like, the other characters that I've seen, like I'm like, yeah, I can see that being, that character. Like I think Jack Black does a great job as Bowser. Whatever Seth Rogen as you said Donkey Kong. I've
yeah.
seen I've seen clips with him, and then whoever it is that plays Toad, I think he does a pretty good job there too with it.
Yeah. I'm actually not sure. Hold up. Let me pull up the names of.
I think I know the face, but I don't know the guy's name. Uh, what is that?
Toad is Keegan Michael Kay.
Yeah, yeah, him.
Yeah, and then Charlie Day is Luigi. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of Luigi clips. Why are you being so difficult? There, no. Okay, I keep hitting show more, and it keeps taking to me to a different page and shows me no more. All right, we're good now. I am in. I can see the cast. What?
Mm-hmm. And
Um,
Anya Taylor Joy is Peach. Also, I feel like pretty good casting too.
what's something else she's in? She looks kind of
She
familiar.
was in. Did you ever watch Queen's Gambit on Netflix?
No, I never watched it, but I know what her face looks like. That's probably where I know her from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have Netflix. That's the thing. It's
Uh,
like a lot of these popular shows on Netflix and all. It's like I just don't. I just can't watch. Although I think we have access to Katie's because that's how we're watching Shadow and Bones.
mm-hmm.
Anyways, I won't get off too off topic with all that.
Yeah. So, of what you have played in the of Mario games, what do you think?
Oh, I like playing Mario games. Like Mario games are fun and all. And like it's fun. It's nice because like okay, so Mario is somewhat oriented to kids to play,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time it's not. Like it's a puzzle-based game a lot of times that like, yeah, you can put in the hands of a kid and they can make it work and all. Some of them, some of the game, some of the titles. And then but sometimes like, you also have the die-hard fans who are like, they still can enjoy those games because they're still challenging enough for them, like to,
Hmm.
100% complete the game. So the only reason I haven't played through most of the Mario titles is because it costs so much
Well,
to do so.
so here's why. Well, at least what Nintendo says why they keep their games so expensive. It's because they don't
Hmm.
want to have the thing of. So most other games, whenever you have a game, normally they release at $60 or $70,
Hmm.
and so there's a lot of people who will wait 6 months to a year to play the game, so the price will drop. Nintendo claims
Yeah.
that they don't want to have fans like not be able to play the game because they're waiting for the price to drop.
Well, see, that's why they should just drop the price off the bat, so then people will go out and buy it more.
Well, I don't know, like I know Breath of the Wild is 40 now.
Hmm.
I
Well, I just
don't
got
know if some of these other first
I,
party
I
Nintendo
just
games
got
are.
I just got Mario Kart 8, whichever one's the one for the deluxe for Nintendo. I just got that one because it was like $40 and I was like there's a sale going on. I want the game. I'm gonna go ahead and get it. So like, and
Hmm.
all the other Mario titles were like 20% off too. But I'm obviously not gonna dish out 100, $200 to get all of those just because each one of them is only $40.
Yeah,
It adds up over
takes
time.
time to takes time to build up a Switch
Yeah.
collection.
And the thing that sucks with me is like I have no time to play games either. So like I need to be able to get through what I have right now before I start adding to the collection. Um
Hmm. Well, that's one of the good things about Mario Kart 8 is you
mhm.
can actually just sit and play it. Doesn't really have a story. Well, none of the Mario games really have a story, but you know what I mean. Like it doesn't actually have like a. It's not a
You're just
like
racing.
linear
That's it.
platformer. Yeah, you're just racing.
Yeah.
Um, Also, most of the 2D games pretty much don't have any kind of story.
Hmm.
Mario Odyssey actually does have a somewhat of a story. I mean,
Hmm.
it's pretty much the same thing as every other Mario game. You know, Bowser kidnaps Princess Peach, and your job is to
I
beat
think the
Bowser
thing
and
that
save Peach. But
I think that what Nintendo figured out pretty early on is that they can get away with just reuse and recycle and make a whole lot of money off of it. Just make the graphics better, make a couple things here and there, maybe a little bit different, and for the most part, just still be making boatloads of money off of it.
yeah,
So,
yeah, and I mean,
so that's what we need to do.
it's not like
Let's
they're
just reuse the same podcast every single time, just better quality.
well, hey, if in the next week we can get together to watch the Mario movie, we can do a part two next week.
When do you think I'm gonna have time to do that?
I don't know, but
Yeah, yeah.
hey, at least with that though, with Nintendo, like at least it's not just a reskin of the previous game. Like all the levels are different. They're all you know.
Yeah, they do like whether they have the same plot or not, plot being used loosely because, like you're saying, like they don't really have a plot to them much anyways. But like whether they have the same plot or not, it's still unique. Like each game is still different in its own way. Like even when you play through like Super Mario Brothers on the DS compared to the Super Mario Brothers on the Wii, they're not even the same game.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, because
So it's like,
it's new Super Mario Bros. And the new Super Mario Bros. Wii. So they're while the games
yeah.
like it sounds like it. That honestly sounds like it would be a port, but it's not.
Well, they have the exact same, like everything is the exact same. If you
Mm-hmm.
compared the two versions, like what they look like on the case, they look exactly the same, except one says DS, one says Wii, and they're two different games. Like they're very similar setup, and I think they have like very similar like
I
worlds and
think
everything like that. But the
I think the
game,
level
like
selection
everything's
is
just
more
slightly
different.
play.
Yeah, I think the like level
Hmm.
selection looks very similar
Yeah.
too. Like it's very. I mean, you can obviously
Yeah.
tell that they're the same generation of Mario games, but
Hmm. Yeah. Um, because yeah, I played through I've completed Mario on the DS, but I've not ever gotten through Mario on the Wii. I've seen it completed, but I've never actually done it myself. So
mm,
maybe someday, but probably not.
yeah, I actually did on my Switch. I actually did do the first Super Mario game, first Super Mario Bros. I actually did
Hmm.
beat it, but
Is that the one
I
that's for
figured
the
out.
Switch? Is that one the one that's on the Wii, or is it a different one?
No, I'm talking about the original one from the NES because you can play the
Oh,
NES,
okay, okay.
SNES, uh,
Yeah, yeah.
Game Boy games
I have
on the
those.
the Switch Online. With the Switch Online, you can
I
play
haven't I haven't
those original
completed it.
console games. So in level World One, Level Two, there's a warp zone that can take you all the way to
Hmm.
World Six. No wait,
Hmm.
yeah, World Six, and then in World or is it World Five? Hold up, no, it's World Four. Sorry, I'm sorry, it's World Four. It takes you to World Four. Then World Four, Level Two, there's a warp zone that takes you to
Hmm.
World Eight. So
Yeah.
you only have to do like what is that 8 levels to actually complete the game.
Hmm. Yeah, I got through I got through World 1 on that and I got to World 2 and
Hmm.
that was about as far as I got on that. For the what's it called? Got something in my eye. The not the unreleased, the Lost Levels, that one.
Hmm.
That game is hard.
Well,
Okay. I understand that it's supposed to be hard, but like, I've gotten maybe past the first like level, maybe the second level or whatever, and like I just can't keep going
well,
because,
you
you don't
do
have
know that.
that save progress.
Well, actually, on the Switch Online thing, you do have save states where you can save your progress.
Oh, okay. I haven't messed around with it enough, I guess then.
You hit both the bumpers and it pulls up a menu where you can save.
Okay, I didn't know you could do that.
Yep.
That's cheating though. That's not the way it was supposed to be done.
No, but Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels is the one that the
Hmm.
Japanese thought would be too hard for Americans. So
Yeah, which is why they reskinned whatever that other game was, right? And then they
Doki
sent it out
Doki.
and said, yeah, yeah, and then said, here, this is the same thing we're playing. Which the whatever the reskin Doki Doki game is, I've played a little bit of that, but I haven't gotten far in it either.
Hmm.
I don't have time, David. I need more time to play video. I need more time to be a bum. I'm kidding. I'm not saying everyone who plays video games is a bum. I would love to be able to play more video games, but I don't have time or the attention span. That's a big thing that's been my kicker. Like sometimes, like when I do have time, I just can't sit down and focus on a game for that long.
Hmm. That is one
It's
thing I do
hard.
like about that is one thing I do like about the Switch is for some reason the Switch is able to like it feels easier to pick it up, put it back down
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I will say, I like
because
with all that, you just turn the console on and you have everything right there, as opposed to like whenever I play the Xbox, like I get up, I turn the TV on, I get to the right channel, I hit the Xbox to get that on, I figure out what game I'm playing, I make sure all that stuff's
pl-
together,
yeah
and then I play the game.
playing on the Xbox feels like a much bigger commitment than playing something on the Switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah, I definitely do like the handheld aspect of the Switch.
Hmm. Yeah. That's all I have. I would like to eventually get a Switch that does, um, because I have a Switch that doesn't.
Hmm.
But um, you know, it's not a necessity right now. We don't really need one, so it's like, I'll get around to it eventually.
Hmm. For some games, I will say like playing on the TV is really cool. Like Zelda Breath of the Wild is like
Hmm.
amazing playing on the TV. Um,
Yeah,
especially for some of
Sarah would
those
like that.
shrines, because some of the shrines you have to use the motion of the Switch, And when you're
Hmm.
looking at the screen and trying to like maneuver it around, it's a lot harder than actually having the controller separate to the screen.
Now, let me ask this. So, with Breath of the Wild, I know Sarah's played a lot of more Zelda games. Like she grew up playing Zelda. I never did. So, is Breath of the Wild a game I should not play through first, or is it a good like is it something that I could play through and not
So
really have a whole lot of questions or problems?
So again, Zelda's one of those franchises. Now Zelda does have more of a story than most of the Mario games, but again,
Hmm.
Zelda's one of those games that they reboot it pretty much every game. So you can
Hmm.
start with Breath of the Wild. Now,
Okay.
the new Zelda game coming out in May, Tears of the Kingdom, is a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild. So you will have to play Breath of the Wild
Okay.
first, but you can play Breath of the Wild before any of the other games. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Um, because in the fan made timeline, Breath of
Hmm.
the Wild takes place at the very end because the way so in the fan made timeline there gets so like it starts with Skyward Sword, which is the Wii one. Then it goes through all of this different stuff and gets to Ocarina of Time, and at Ocarina of Time, it the fan made timeline splits off into three separate timelines, which
Hmm.
all come back together at Breath of the Wild. It's really
Hmm.
confusing. I cannot explain it.
Let's say I was about to say it sounds very confusing. I don't think it would
Yes.
matter if I was a Zelda fan or not. I would probably be confused. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I know Sarah has a bunch of the old like she grew up playing it, so she has like like uh I think some like DS and maybe like Game Boy or whatever games with them. I'm not entirely sure what all games were made or what she has. I haven't looked through it, but she had a lot of those retro ones. Like she has the old Game Boy. Uh, I think it's a Game Boy Color. I'm not entirely
I'm
sure.
not really too.
Bunch of
I'm
those
not really
games.
too. I'm not really too interested in the 2D Zelda games. I would
Hmm.
like to go through and play all the 3D Zelda games, so starting with Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask,
Hmm.
Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword. I actually did start Skyward Sword, but since it was made for
Twilight
Wii, it was so
Twilight
Skyward.
Princess, what David calls himself
So
when
Skyward
he's
Sword was
alone.
made. So Skyward Sword was made for the Wii, so it was made for using the motion controls. And on
Hmm.
Switch you can use the motion controls. You can take the Joy-Con off and use that,
Hmm.
but using handheld, it's the controls are kind of janky.
Mm. Yeah, I will say like when they do that and they don't really get it to a point where it's good to play on another system, like it does make things
Mm-hmm.
difficult.
Because with the
Yeah.
swinging your sword, instead of actually using the Wiimote or the Joy-Con, you
Mm.
actually use your right thumbstick to swing your sword, and
Huh.
then you have to hold the shoulder button to use that as your look. I would have liked it if that was the opposite. You had to hold
Yeah.
the button to swing your sword, and then you could like normally it's just the free
Let's
cam to look.
I was about to say that'd probably make more sense because like usually like the trigger or one of them is like the attack button, and if you had
Mm-hmm.
to do that and still swing it would still make more sense as far as game mechanics go.
Yeah.
That is one thing that I get sometimes I'll just like really confuse myself with is if I'm playing like the Xbox and then I go to the Switch or I go from one game to the next with all these different things, like I'll be trying to do something. I'm like, wait, what's the control? I'm not doing what I want to
Well,
do.
it's also my I've got a Gully Kit controller for the Switch, which
Hmm.
looks almost exactly like an Xbox controller. Actually, it's the exact same mold,
I say paint
but
the buttons black and you got the same thing.
the buttons are backwards.
Yeah,
So yeah,
you can
that
get
is
real
throwing me off.
confused. Hey,
That is throwing me off
let's
a
be
time or
honest
two.
here. You did it to yourself, so it's okay.
Well,
I was over here I was over here playing Mario Kart and I couldn't figure out what the gas button was.
that's also another thing too, because playing Mario Kart and then Rocket League back to back, that really throws me off too, because the
Yeah.
gas and accelerator are different. Like it's
hmm
But yeah,
I picked
FPS
up
is different in both.
Rocket League the other day, and I was literally just sitting there jolting back and forth because I was trying to figure out what all the different buttons did. It's been a while since I played any of that.
Mm.
So
But then
yeah,
again, Rocket League or on the Xbox versus on the Switch, the buttons are in different places.
yeah,
The X Y A B but buttons are all flipped around, so it's
hmm
yeah
yeah.
it and yeah, so it's definitely
It can get confusing.
yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
glad I don't have to. I'm just glad I don't have PlayStation thrown into the mix. Well, yet at least, because think about this: PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch all have an X button, but they're all in different places. And
Yeah, well,
and Xbox and PlayStation, the color is the same. It's blue on both. So you don't even have that.
yeah. Where's the PlayStation X at? Which one's
It's
that at?
think A on an Xbox controller, bottom. It's the
The
bottom.
bottom. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, the last time I played a PlayStation was when y'all had your PlayStation 2.
Yeah, so that was 10 years ago.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah.
So I've been playing Xbox for surprisingly a long time too. That's weird to think because I grew up like in my head I grew up without any like game consoles. Like I had the Wii, but like I didn't have a game console. And then I got one and like I've been playing the same Xbox for years. I still have an Xbox One and that's what I've had. I've not upgraded,
Well,
done anything with it.
and you have a launch edition Xbox One,
Yeah. So, and I
the
mean, when would
VCR
that have
one.
been? It's been it's been a while and like, I've gotten used to Xbox even though and then I got to remind myself I'm not really that old. I just feel old. You're old. You are old. I hope you know that.
Oh, I'm old.
Yeah. I mean, you're about as old as they come.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty soon here you're
The
gray
original
beard.
X the original Xbox One came out in 2013.
So
I
I
don't know
probably
when you
got
got
mine in like
yours.
2014. I probably got mine in 2014 or something like that. I wouldn't have gotten it right away.
Mm. Because you have
But yeah,
the original like VCR Xbox One. Um.
wait, if I got it at the latest 2015, I've had this thing for 7 years. Wait,
Mhm.
8 years.
And your game collection is still probably smaller than mine,
Yeah, I
and you've
haven't
had one
played through
longer.
half the ones. I just don't play through video games. I'm not a video gamer.
You
So,
you pretty much only play like competitive games, don't you?
yeah, well, I would say probably the ones I played the most are like yeah, like Madden, 2K, Battlefront, stuff like that. Games that like Battlefront 2 has a storyline, but aside from that, like the rest of them don't really have a storyline. I don't really care to play through the My Creator in like the NBA games. So like they're very easy games to pick up and put down whenever I want to play. So
Mm.
storyline games are really hard for me to play through because sometimes I'll get on a kick where I want to play video games, and then there'll be times when I just don't want to, don't have the time to. So it just makes it hard to remember. Like I
Well, you
played
see,
Fallout 4, and like I had to reset the game because I forgot where I was at, and I'm probably gonna
well,
have
see
to do the
that
exact same thing again because
that's
I'm
that's
halfway through and I don't remember what I'm doing.
that's what I like about open world games though, like Fallout 4, is
Hmm
you can work on the main quest a little bit, and then you can just go off and screw around in the world. You don't have to do
hmm
anything the game wants you to do.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
why I
I
like the
probably should
open
just
world
stick with the
RPGs.
main. I probably should just stick with the main storyline because
I told
I
you
would
it's only. I told you it's only 27 hours.
only 27 hours. Yeah, 2 hours a week, and I can have it done by September. What game did you say is coming out?
Starfield.
Is that a sequel to it or something?
No, no, but it's the next Bethesda RPG. So the same studio who made
Okay.
Fallout. Yeah.
And so you're wanting me to play through that one so that we can talk about it.
Yes.
Well, you're gonna have to wait anyways because you're gonna finish it in like a week, and I'm gonna take about another 2 years.
Well, that's also going to come out on the Series console. It's not going to be on. It's not going to come out on Xbox One.
Then give me about 5. I'll take about 5 years to play it. Hey, I've had my Xbox One for we said what 8 years, probably at least 7 years.
Hmm.
So it's I guess it's about time for me to start getting phased out.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, hey, in all
you know.
honesty, like they're just more recently starting to phase out the Xbox 360, but then not really because they're doing backwards compatibility. So,
Mhm. Well, Xbox is going to keep doing backwards compatibility forever, probably, because you can on your brand new Series X, you can play original
mm,
Xbox games.
mm.
So you
Now,
can
have
play a
they?
game from two you can play a game from 2005
Is it
on your Series
is it
X.
is it all games that they've done that with? Because I know for a
No, it's
while there
so
it
okay.
was like certain ones.
So 360 and Xbox, it's certain ones, but all Xbox One games are backwards compatible on Series.
Mm.
Yeah. But you know
Yeah.
what? We have gotten
Well,
way off topic. We have gotten way off topic from Mario. So I think we should probably just go ahead and wrap that up and move on to what's new with you because we pretty much already started talking about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
works for me.
So
I'm not complaining about it.
yeah. Do you have any final words to say about Mario?
Nope. I don't really have any words, period, to say about Mario, except for I'm pretty excited to see the movie. I think that it's gonna be good, and you know, hopefully Mario, as far as movies have been concerned, hasn't really been the greatest. So hopefully they can
I'll
actually make
tell
a
you
good
what
one.
we need to do. Tell you what we need to do. We need to
Oh,
watch the Super Mario Bros. Movie from the '90s and the new
did
one
you watch the
and compare them.
compare them? Did you watch the TV show where it's like
I've
these two
seen bits and pieces
guys
of
and
it.
yeah, I used to watch that because it's on Netflix and I love that thing. But
Mm. But no,
it was a little weird.
we need to watch the original Super Mario Bros. Movie and the new one
Hmm.
and compare them.
Okay,
Comment if you want to see it.
sounds like we
Anyway,
got a lot of work.
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, let's move on to what's new with you. So Wesley, what's new with you?
Oh, oh, not much. Sorry. Uh, I got Mario Kart for the
Yes,
Switch.
you already
So
mentioned that.
I've been playing. I mean, that's all that's new with me, Dave. There's not that when I don't really have as much of a work-life balance as I should, it makes it extremely hard to have anything new.
Fair enough.
Okay,
Heard it here
when I
first,
don't
folks.
have a,
Wesley doesn't have a life.
I don't have a life. It's hard. Hey, it's hard when you work a full-time job and you have a YouTube channel too. So, actually,
Hmm.
two of them. We have two of them.
We have a podcast and a YouTube channel. Yeah, it's yeah
Yeah, it
hectic.
makes it difficult. It makes it
Yeah,
hard. Um,
yeah.
so if you enjoy our stuff, please just keep following us. Because
Hmm.
while as hectic as it is, we're gonna keep doing it. We're gonna keep putting out that content. So,
Yeah.
anyways, with that in mind, since there's nothing new with me, David, that means you have to carry the segment. What is going on in your life? Tell me all the juicy details about your love life.
Okay, you don't have a life, but I don't have a love life, so let's just lay that out there. Um,
Dang it! All right, any eligible bachelorettes out there? Hopefully on the podcast, you can just hear his voice and be like, "Yes," and then you'll see his face and be like, No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I
No,
would never.
that's probably pretty accurate,
I
honestly.
know, but I can't be. I can't be that mean. I mean, I am, but I can't be.
Right. Anyway,
But
but
he sounds a lot better than he looks, which isn't really helpful. So I
anyway,
don't know if that's even true. Go ahead.
I was gonna let you
Uh,
finish.
no, no, no. I,
Anyway,
I am finished.
oh,
You
are you
keep
sure?
saying anyway, anyways, but you're not going anywhere with it. What's
Yeah,
new
because
with
you
you,
keep
David?
talking.
Tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on.
Well, I got Skyrim on Switch, so I started playing Skyrim again.
Uh, yeah, I saw that. I saw when I was playing something the other day. I saw that it said one of my friends was online, and apparently we're friends. So that was also news. I guess that's new. I didn't know that.
We've been friends for a while on Switch.
No, I didn't. No, I'm talking about. I didn't know we were friends. Point blank. That's it.
Oh well, no, we're not. But I mean, you know,
So I can delete you off of Switch. That's probably best, honestly. Probably should.
well, yeah, I don't want you spying on what I'm playing.
Well, I mean, I don't really want you spying on that on me either. So, you know, I guess we have a mutual agreement here.
Okay, but
All right, we'll take care of
you've
that after
never
this then.
played through Skyrim, have you?
No, the only Skyrim I've played is when we were at in Florida that one year, and you and Robert set up something for me to play like a brief thing, and I think I got let's see, I got kicked, no, got put in prison, and then kicked out of a banned from a city or whatever. I forgot what I did. That was
Oh
Skyrim,
right,
right?
yeah, I think we let you play the tutorial, and you ended up.
Yeah.
I forget exactly what you did, but you ended up getting wanted in Whiterun, and
I got a mob chasing me. I got people chasing me.
well, that's
I
kind
was
of been
proud of
the.
that.
So when my brother Robert introduced um, Skyrim to my other brother Ethan. First thing he, or well, so after he finished the tutorial, he wasn't even trying to uh, do anything bad or anything, but he was walking through this village and killed a chicken that someone owns. So all the guards in the city and all the like townsfolk start chasing him and trying to kill him
That's hilarious.
over a chicken. And
That's
then he went on a killing spree over a chicken. But
Well, I mean, hey, at that point, they kind of asked for it, so you just kind of you gotta hold your own ground.
yeah, I guess.
Knowing Ethan, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that the town didn't stand a chance. Because like you said it before, it's like, you and Rob can be playing a game and like be playing it for a long, long time, weeks, months, however long, and then Ethan can pick it up and be like on your level within a couple days.
Yeah, it's annoying.
At
It's
least
very
really
annoying.
good at it. It was always
Yes.
annoying. I mean, he'd obviously played it a lot, but like whenever you and me would play Battlefront with him, I hated
Hmm.
it because I couldn't. I mean, I wasn't good at it anyways because I didn't play it a whole lot. But I know he probably frustrated you a lot with that too,
Yeah.
just to be naturally gifted like that.
Yeah, he can pick up a game. Doesn't matter what the game is. He can pick up a game, especially like a competitive game, and immediately be good at it. I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's not fair. But
You know
I
what?
think I
One.
think David's
You know what we need to do?
David's just projecting. You're
I
just
need to.
projecting because you're really bad at games,
I
despite
need to
playing them
get.
all the time.
So I need to get you on a live stream playing
Oh,
games, and I got the perfect game for you to play.
you gonna tell me what it is, or is it a secret?
You ever heard of Sekiro?
I don't even know if I understood what you said.
Sekiro.
No, never heard it before.
So, do you know what a Dark Souls game is?
I've heard of it before, but no.
So basically, it's a game that's got like incredibly hard boss fights.
Ah, okay.
Like it's supposed to be like incredibly hard games.
You
And
hate me, don't you?
Sekiro is supposed to be is from what I've heard is the hardest Souls game. So you can play it on the hardest difficulty.
You hate me, don't you? That's when I come in
Well,
there, I dominate, and you're like, how did this happen?
you really think that would happen?
No. I don't think I do it on the easiest difficulty. But hey, there's that beginner's luck.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've never played it either, so I'm just throwing that out there.
What you need to do is have like the main video. I guess this would be a live stream you said, but have like you have like a video like this, and you have the main video is like me doing it, and then have like a B-roll that comes in every once in a while of you playing it, but like after the fact. It makes sense.
You know,
All right.
that actually would be a good content, or like us playing through the hardest Souls game on the hardest difficulty,
Hmm.
having never played through a Souls game before.
Yeah, I wouldn't walk 2 feet without dying.
Well, I mean,
We'll probably.
the way you play Fallen Order, I mean, it pretty much is a Souls game. So
I'm still working on that. So, and I apparently now I got to start going back to playing Fallout. So I'll put Fallen Order on hold so I can finish it by September. But then I can't.
wait,
Well, I guess it won't get
you can't
finished.
finish both of them at the same time.
I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do.
Well, actually, the sequel to um
Fallen Order,
Fallen Order comes out this month. Actually,
Survivor. I was about to
yeah.
say, it's not out already. It
Well,
comes out the sometime this month.
yeah, it's coming out sometime this month. But again, that's gonna be a series exclusive.
Yeah. Um, that's not how you spell it. Whatever. All right, David. Anything else left to add?
No, not really. Wow, we've only been
Good,
talking
because my
for an
back
hour
is
and 1 minute.
killing me.
Yeah. On to an outro?
I need to. Yes. Why can't I find what the April 28th is when Fallen Order comes out, or not
Yeah,
Fallen
I knew it
Order,
was sometime
Survivor
this
comes
month.
out.
So 24 more
So the
days.
end of the month.
Yep. Anyway,
Yep. All right.
on to the outro.
On to an outro.
Well, explorers, that's all the time we have for today.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode.
Let us know what you thought in the comments down below, or you can DM us at Down the Rabbit Trail YT on
Be
Instagram.
sure to join us. And be sure to join us next week on the Trailcast. All right.
I didn't realize
Bye,
that I
all.
didn't say Instagram. Oh.
I think that works. I'm for it if you're for it.
Yeah, sure. That works for me.